clients include internet marketers like Mark Bronstein, Blog Talk Radio. I think some of you know that she helped launch Blog Talk Radio. Christine Comerford, the best-selling author of Rules for Renegades, and E. Jean Carroll, who's a columnist for Elle Magazine, and Kramer, celebrity author of Going Gray, and a whole list that I won't go through right now. You might know her as co-creator. Most of you here probably know her as a co-creator of Make 10K in a Weekend with Rachel Roffet, which actually kind of helped inspire this seminar you are attending right now. Jamie's going to present the 60-Day Success Blueprint, a scientific approach to a spiced life. You're going to learn how she went to $132,000 in a single month from broke to a $1.3 million home, and achieved all this in less than 60 days. So, and I know it's been a long weekend, and you guys have had a lot of information thrown at you. And if you're all like me, you're really tired right now. But you need to listen to this, and I want you all to make a promise to yourself, and even more importantly, a promise to me, of course. That's what it's all about, right? I really want you guys to pay attention and listen to what you are about to learn. You have to go home and apply it to your business and to your life right away. Everything you've learned this weekend by all these amazing speakers that we've had, and another one to follow, Jamie, everything here is going to help your business tremendously. And what you're about to learn now is going to be the foundation of everything that you want to do. Whatever you take from the seminar and want to apply to your business, you need to do this also. And as many of you have heard me say, it will blow your mind. Your life is going to change because of it. And I mean, I can say that from experience. I've watched it change amazingly quickly. Watched it change Jamie's life like you won't believe what you're about to hear. It changed mine as well. Seriously, I've been waiting for this for a long time. I'm getting chills right now just talking to you guys and being excited about what you're going to get out of this and how it's going to affect your life. So, in fact, this experiment right now is why I'm standing here talking to you. And I mean, Jamie's completely changed my business by this idea that she came up with when what we went through. And as I was telling Becky earlier, and you probably learned a little bit, completely connected me with my purpose as far as what I want to do that I've kind of been skirting around for a few years. So I'm been very lucky to go through this and honored to call her a good friend. And seriously, you're gonna want to hear this. This is amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't even know how I can follow that up. That's really nice. Thank you, Greg. First, I want to thank Dennis. I know a lot of us have thanked Dennis for putting this together. But I, as many of you know, was not involved in the Earn1KaDay forums until now, and so I'm meeting all of you for the very first time and meeting the quality of person that's here. It takes a very certain type of person to attract this kind of group of people. I mean, I've met a lot of people in personal development, internet marketing, people that attend all these kinds of seminars, and usually they're not that action-oriented. They're really fired up and they're excited about stuff, and they're not really doing a lot of stuff. When you really dig down and ask them what they're doing, and I haven't experienced that here. I've experienced some pretty amazing people. So I want to thank you for being the nexus that attracted all these people together. So.
Thank you.
So as you can see, I know that looks like an 8, but it's 60-Day Success Blueprint. You know what? I'm going to take these off because that's going to get really annoying really quick. Just don't let me forget them. So 60-Day Success Blueprint, a lot of the success that Greg and I experienced was actually within the first 30 days. But one, I wasn't sure that would be believable. And more importantly, I've been living and breathing this stuff since I was a little kid. So my results were really quick. And not to say that they won't be for you, but I just want to make it 60 days to give people time, because the way that we succeed isn't necessarily about our tools or our skills or anything. It's about what we carry with us, what's inside of us. And a lot of us carry a lot of baggage, I mean, we all do. And so, and we're going to talk about that as we go through here, but that will affect how fast you succeed. And we do address that here, but that's why I want to make it 60 days, just to give people ramp-up time. So to start out with ground zero, I just want to touch on where I was when we started this experiment. It was not a good place. My life sucked. And, I mean, we've all been there, but real quick, I had really bad, painful fibroid tumors. And I'm only 28 years old, and one of my tumors was literally that big. I could barely walk, and I had 4 other ones in there. I mean, they were vying for space. And I was out of work for 2 months due to the pain. I couldn't walk, I couldn't drive, I couldn't, meet with people. And I just didn't want to do anything. You know, I didn't have any energy. I was very sick. So 2 months out of work between prior to the surgery and then recovering from the surgery. The day I'm recovered and want to go back to work, I mean, you feel like the universe is beating you up at this point. The economy goes berserk. The $700 billion buyout, or bailout, feels like a buyout. Bailout is announced. You know, and so everything I used to do to make money wouldn't work in this new environment that just all of a sudden showed up when I was ready to get back to work. My company income within 24 to 48 hours hit zero, present and future. I had a membership site that was my automated income at the time. And it was a $300 a month membership. It was pretty weighty. So every single one of my members called me up or sent me an email and said, regretfully, I have to bail out of this. I've got to take care of my family. I've got to save money. I don't know what's going to happen. So everything I had built over the past 3 years just gone in 48 hours. During this time, my parents thought I was crazy. I was also trying to move into a new home. And I'm very particular about what I want. And I wanted a 3,000 square foot home with all the full upgrades, and they're like, you're crazy. But that's what I wanted. So I was going out after, you know, tons and tons of houses. I'm self-employed, can't prove my income, kept getting denied. I was still sure that I was going to get it, so sure that I put in a 30-day notice to my apartment while I was going through surgery. So 2 weeks to go, I'm going to be homeless, and I have no money, and all this stuff has happened. So, you know, it was a difficult time for me, and it was a difficult place to start this, but I do believe that necessity breeds innovation, and I feel like our greatest successes can often come out of the toughest times. So all that backed by, you know, you've got the political turmoil everybody's wrapped up in. Is it going to be Obama or McCain? You've got the holidays approaching. There were a lot of, all this is to say that I had a lot of excuses for why my life couldn't work. I had a lot of excuses for why I was a failure, why I wouldn't be able to make money, why my old business didn't work, why my new business, whatever I could come up with, wouldn't work. I had a lot of excuses. But luckily, I came across a pretty amazing book that I'll talk about a little bit later that ended up being the same book that went across Rhonda Byrne's desk that inspired her to write The Secret. I didn't know that till after I read it. But it, I don't know, just it was the right thing at the right time. It was the right information that I needed to make that shift. And after I read that, I called up Greg, and I was like, you know, we weren't sure what I was going to talk about at this seminar. I'm kind of a little desperate right now. I read this book, and I have this idea, you know, let's do a fun experiment. And he said, you know, it's so funny. I read that book a couple years ago. Always wanted to do something with it, never did. I said, okay, well, now we are. You know, so we set up this fun experiment, and it's pretty cool. You know, in the first week, I had $12,000, not promised, not in the bank, cash in hand, in checks that were in my bank account. I'll tell you probably a little more later. After the 5 houses I was denied on, I applied for 3 more. I hadn't even seen them, sight unseen. I had just seen pictures of them, but I knew I had to get into somewhere soon. So I just applied for 3 more. I got approved for all 3 within 48 hours. And after being denied 5, you know, so the home I ended up moving into is a $1.3 million home. Didn't cost me that much because of the economy and everything going on. I was able to get a great price, and it was a fully furnished flagship model home. I mean, this place is exquisite. It's beautiful, and I never ever dreamed that I would have that so easily as it came through with this. I mean, 48 hours after starting this experiment. I also landed a $132,000 gig that will be paid in full in February. Some of you